my 10+ years posting content online, have I ever made a gift guide? Ever. However, I feel like I'm getting to an age where help in many circumstances. I also feel like this time of year, I mean, well, yeah, duh. But this year, am I making any sense? Sure. I've had more people be confused about what to get people than usual. I don't know if that's an age thing. I don't know what that is. And the thing is I think buying for men is always going to be hard. Don't care what you say, don't care who it's for, I think it's always going to be hard. But I think buying for women is easier. And I pride myself in being a good gift giver. It doesn't take a lot for me to come up with an idea. I pride myself with that. But then I think about also like when people ask me and I'm like, but I'm such a person who is like loud and obvious about what I like and enjoy, and I feel like because of that it should be easy to buy for me. But then I think also there are things that I just don't say out loud that maybe makes it harder. Like for example, yesterday I literally posted on my story my YouTube Wrapped, which is like same as Spotify Wrapped, but it shows you all the people that you watch, all the channels and stuff, and it was literally just Smosh, 𝙁𝙤𝙧𝙖 and Rotten Mango. And I've spoken a lot about Rotten Mango, but I rarely speak about 𝙁𝙤𝙧𝙖 unless it's on like Twitter, and I rarely speak about Smosh unless it's like me reposting Angela videos on TikTok. So it's like these are such niche things about me that I feel like a lot of people will relate to, but just to make your life a little bit easier, here are the kinds of things you can get for those types of girls. So these are not only things that I enjoy, but these are things that literally make me who I am. So it's a mixture of types of women. First things first, women with PCOS, endometriosis, or anything like reproductive chronic disabilities. I feel like as someone who has been on the pill for the last 5 years, this is less so something people would think to get me because I am on medication. But if you know someone who is not on medication and struggling so deeply, this is where it's at. Because also I like have bought myself all of these things to just cope and they help so much even though I'm on medication. So for someone who's not on medication, I have a feeling this will help a lot. Also, each one of these is not going to have a lot of things to get, and some are really specific and some are not specific at all, so there's your warning. Weighted blanket. This is also going to be for the next one, but yeah, weighted blanket. This is just like a comfort thing. I think for the next one, so the next one is going to be girls with OCD. Weighted blanket helps mentally for so many reasons. I have PTSD, blah, 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 blah. It helps with all of those things, but with PCOS, it's like extreme comfort because it literally is like forcing you to rest. And a weight on pain helps combat the pain. Hot water bottle, but I don't have one, but one of those cute ones, but they have to be practical and work. I have a cute water bottle that's like really long. It's just long and thin, and it's so impractical even though it's cute. So you have to get a cute one, but it also has to be practical. You have to be able to, there's some that you can have where you like Velcro it around your back, something like that, where I don't have to hold it consistently. Oh, I love it. I also have, I broke it and I need to get a new one, but there was this like electrical heat pad that you wrapped around your stomach and velcroed around your back. I stopped using it, one because I broke it, and two because I used it so much that I got like heat marks on my stomach, like literal, like it's what happens when you like fucking fry your insides, because I was using it so much. So don't be an idiot if you're like me. Wear that shit over clothes, put it on a lowish heat, but something like that is useful and helpful. Similarly, a TENS machine. Where is mine? This is my one. I work with this brand, but this is everything to me. This combats pain, this combats my gut problems, helps bowel movement, it combats everything. Like this, I would die without this. This is just the best thing ever. It's on my desk because I use it so frequently. And all of these things are not cheap, but they're not expensive, so I feel like this is budget friendly as well. And lastly, bloat friendly clothing. I get a lot of clothing that is bloat friendly from like, I only secondhand shop all my clothes, but H&M, Urban Outfitters, I feel like a lot of those are quite bloat friendly for the most part. I don't often wear anything like denim or anything way too tight, and if it looks tight it still like has space to bloat. I have one pair of jeans. I've had the same pair of jeans for about 6 years now, so take that as you will. I'm sure there are even more bloat friendly clothing. Yeah, that's my recommendations for that. Moving on to girls with OCD, this is a lot shorter, but texture friendly clothing. I can't stand mesh. I can't stand it. I'm like, I know that this is not like a unique experience. I have one piece of mesh clothing and I have to put it over like a jumper or a shirt or something. I cannot wear it on my skin. I can't do it. I cannot do it. So if you know that someone who is neurodivergent, you're buying for them, and you think about buying clothes, buy something that you know will not make them have a panic attack. Because if someone bought me mesh, I'd shoot myself in the mouth. Anyways, next, this one, I would orgasm if someone got this for me. Either a Notion or a Morgan yearly subscription. I work with Morgan. They gifted me a yearly subscription for this year. I do not know how I functioned otherwise. Whilst I use a free Notion, I feel like maybe a Notion subscription would make my experience using Notion even better than it already is. I love both. They keep me so organized. They help me so much in my day-to-day. If you know someone like me who uses Notion every single day, and Morgan every single day, but Notion I've used every single day for 5 years straight, no exaggeration, no gaps, 0 gaps. Something like this is just helpful. Again, a little bit more on the expensive side, but you have an expensive suggestion and a more kind of maybe budget-friendly suggestion. Moving on to girlies who read, obviously a lot of my content is around how much I read in my books, and I've read 234 books so far this year. I'm halfway through my next one. If you are struggling to figure out what book to get someone who reads, because you're like, this person probably has all the books in the world, blah 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 blah, just go and check their Goodreads, Fable or Storygraph, because they will have, most likely if they're like super into reading, they will have a list of books they own, or a list at least of books they want to read. Definitely that one. That will help you see which books they haven't read yet, what they don't own yet. Or if you know that they have an ebook, like if you do like a proper deep dive, they might have an ebook list, and if they rated one of these ebooks 5 stars, consider getting them the physical version, because I love getting physical versions of ebooks that I loved. That's a little hack for getting books for people who read a lot, because I do think that's quite hard, and especially people like my parents. They wouldn't know to check they don't know what Goodreads is, you know. So there's your little hack for that one. And secondly, similarly to the OCD one, a subscription to Goodreads or Fable or Storygraph. Out of all of them, I'd probably say Fable. There is also an app called Bookly that has a subscription. I just feel like having a subscription to something when they read so much, like me, would enhance the experience of logging books, because I think that's part of the fun for people who read as much as I do. So the next one is movie girls, movie lovers. Similarly, again, these are all kind of interlinked in a way. Check their Letterboxd for movies. So for example, if this person has like a list of movies they want physical, like in DVD, or if they have like a Criterion DVD list of like things they want, like the Criterion versions, because that is something I would want. Or like if they've watched a movie over and over and over and like they love it, but you don't know if they like have it on DVD, or even something like linked to that movie if it's not a DVD, because some people who love film don't watch it on DVD or collect DVD. So I would say something like merch to do with that film, something along those lines. Again, it's just a surefire way of like figuring that stuff out without asking, which I think is part of the fun of gift giving, and like that surprise aspect and element is the best bit for me, at least. And again, similarly to the last couple, a subscription to Letterboxd or Mubi. Letterboxd have also announced that they are going to have basically what used to be Blockbuster but online, so I think that's a great gift. I think loads of people are going to be wanting that, using that, etc. Or you could just give them a subscription to the apps in general. Mubi, you need a subscription, but Letterboxd has like a premium, so you can be a free user or have like a plus version. Getting them the plus version, I would love the plus version. I just think, again, things like that make those things so much more fun, despite being behind a paywall. And yeah, I think things like, not Goodreads, but like Letterboxd, Mubi, Fable, Storygraph, you know, these are small teams for the most part. People love them. They deserve to have people subscribe to them. That's another thing. Then if you have a movie lover who is also a book lover, or like a movie lover who is like an aesthetic lover, or like a mix of all, I would go with the A24 books, because they're coffee table books, so they look amazing but also easy to read, and obviously very movie centered. They're straight from A24. A24 is a massive movie production that most movie lovers these days love. Guilty. And yeah, it's a good, I think like all of these though, for the most part, again kind of teeter on the expensive side, but you win some, you lose some. Moving on to cozy gamer girls. So this is if they have all of the cozy games that they could possibly get, and also gifts that aren't like gamer accessories, you know, because like you can like customize this with like a case or like cute things like that. And putting all that aside, because I think again, one, that's quite easy to find, it's suggested a lot, etc. Lil Simsy just came out with new merch. I had a look at the prices because I love Lil Simsy. The prices are so affordable. Not just that, but they are ethically made. I'm pretty sure she makes she has like a bundle for like a book case and like a laptop case. I think she makes them herself, I'm not sure, but either way they're ethically made, possibly handmade, some of them. They don't have like little Simsy in big writing, they're just super cute patterns. So even if they're not a fan of little Simsy, it's like perfect gamer accessories or things like that. She also has like reader accessories and like bloat friendly clothing and texture friendly clothing and things like that. So I think that's a great go-to regardless. She also like has a big following and a big cozy gamer following. She plays Sims, Stardew, Animal Crossing, like everything you can think of. So I feel like if whoever you're buying for is a cozy gamer girl, they would probably know those Simsies. So I feel like that's quite a good suggestion. And then for me, this is so like niche. And I feel like there could be equivalents, so like find the equivalent for the person you're buying for. But like I would actually die if someone got me a Smosh YouTube member subscription. Because getting more content from them, I literally don't have enough. The YouTube Wrapped that I got for YouTube literally said that I watched 256 videos of Smosh this year. And I think I only started watching them in like March, April properly. Yeah, maybe even a little bit later than that. So literally I love it. I love them so much. But again, you could do something like if whoever you're buying for is a massive Little Simsy fan, like a Twitch or a Discord or subscription, like something like that where they can interact even further with the gamers that they enjoy watching. Or the other side of that, which is like subscriptions in game. Most gamers who are like dead into it will probably have these things, but for example, if they cannot afford it, which like most people can't, like the DLCs in Sims, for example, are like thousands if you put all of it together, so it's fucking ridiculous. But I know that most like deep Sims fans will have all the DLC. But for example, like if they love to play DTI, which I do, if someone bought me VIP on DTI, I would scream. But again, you have equivalents in other games, whether that's DLC, stuff packs, I don't know, things like that. And this is again me kind of teetering on the cheap side of things, because I feel like you can very rarely, like when you are buying for a gamer, they already have the games and the games are the cheap thing. Like consoles and stuff, expensive. Gamer chairs, expensive. A lot of gamer accessories can be expensive. So this is like the cheaper side, but not like super cheap, and very thoughtful in my personal opinion. And finally, ending on journal / crafty girls. Martina, if they are a crafty girl, they'll know Martina. Martina's books, I don't have her second book, but I have her first book, which is called The Art of Memory Collecting, which I think definitely encouraged me to get into journaling, like crafting, junk journaling more. I said more, but to start at all, to be honest. Again, also helps if who you're buying for is a book lover or loves aesthetic coffee table books. It's very easy to read. And then kind of shifting away from something like that and going to more kind of like physical stuff for crafting. The company 𝙂𝙧𝙧𝙀 are amazing. They have a great selection of beautiful journals. Whilst they're not necessarily made for junk journaling, I use it for that, and so far so good, but I do fear it might break. But they have loads of stickers and things like that that I just think people love. And also I do think they are on the slightly cheaper side. For example, I recently got a new papier journal, and papier journals are definitely on the more expensive side, and also not really appropriate for junk journaling per se. Like, I feel like they're way more breakable than the 𝙂𝙧𝙧𝙀 ones if I were to junk journal in them. And finally, Etsy stickers. And the reason I say this is there's so many good stickers on there. I've started seeing like all of these like TikTok ads for like aesthetic journal crafty girl stickers, and just go to Etsy and buy from artists. Like, yes, it's more expensive than TikTok shop, but it's a cheap present. Like, it just is. I'm gonna tell you one of my favorites that I haven't bought from her yet, but I love her stickers, and I actually think we follow each other on Instagram. I think there was going to be a point where we were gonna meet up, but I couldn't. I think I was sick. So they are by Studio Laura Nicole. Yes, we do follow each other on Instagram. Laura Nicole is such an incredible artist, and I feel like you just can't, it doesn't matter what you do, you cannot find stickers like this because they are so unique, and obviously her art. So if I feel like someone who is into like journal and crafting would prefer something unique and artistic in comparison to something super casual. Like, for example, I printed a bunch of like PNGs, and you can just get tape and make them into stickers. So if you can do that, I feel like it's not worth buying those stickers if you can just do that with them. Whereas this is her art, and you can't do that. Like, if you have a look at the stickers, you'll know what I mean. It's not the same. So yeah, be a bit more personal if you go for like the what's it called, stationery side of things, like the more personalized in my opinion. That is all of my suggestions and slash gift guide for several types of interests and women, girls, my girls. I love all of you. You are me. We are one. Period. I don't know what I'm saying. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, then please feel free to subscribe. I don't think I've ever said that. In my 5 years of being on this app, I don't think I've ever said those words, but I've said it now, so we're too late. But I love you guys so much, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.